Hey friends, Brienne here of Cookie and Bees. It's been a while since my last video. I have been busy knitting, but before we talk about the knitting and what will be up next in the shop, I just wanted to take a moment to say that Cookie and Bees has donated towards organizations that help the Black community, and I am learning and growing as a person and understanding the struggles of the Black community and the LBG and T community and doing my part to support. I am here for anyone who wants to chat and learn and grow with me. So please feel free to leave comments or send me messages on Instagram or send me an email. I am absolutely open to discussing what I can do to help, and more importantly, what I can do to grow as a person. So, I finished a new project yesterday, and so I've been making socks for a while. I have never done an afterthought heel, and so with the wonderful help of Kay, who is the Crazy Sock Lady, she has an amazing video on YouTube, the Afterthought Everything sock tutorial, and it's 45 minutes. It is worth to watch every single moment. She talks about how you do everything, how you pick up stitches, how you cut or unpick your work, how you put in the afterthought heel. She gives you the recipe of how she does her heels, how you add in the toes, how you measure your foot, everything. And so I was given a sock tube from Hypnotic Yarn, two actually, with two 20-gram mini skeins on each set. My kids were playing with this one and it came undone, so I need to take it out and wind it up before it becomes a mess. So she sent me two tubes, each with two mini skeins. Each full tube will get you 2 pairs of socks. And so these are some shorties that I did. So the tube is just a really long tube, and of 60 stitches that she made on her knitting machine. And it comes in a really long tube. In the middle, you have a waste yarn, so you can separate the two tubes. And then each half will get you a set of socks. Now, they don't have to be mini socks. There's some extra, so you can make the leg a little bit taller if you wanted to. I chose to do minis. So what I did, so this is my first pair. So I watched Kay's video and I used her afterthought heel recipe. What I did, I divided half of my tube in half and I first added a cuff. Then I just measured down to the 5th row, and that's where I picked up half of my stitches. And then you skip a row, and then you pick up half of your stitches on the row after that. She does a much better job explaining. And then I put in my heel. Then I know that personally for my socks, whenever I knit the foot of my sock, it's somewhere between 64 to 68 rows. So I just went with 65, and then I added in my toe. And the beauty of adding your heel first is that I could put my sock on, and then I could kind of pull it and see, and then count the rows to make sure I was putting in my toe correctly. The heel, the afterthought heel, is basically just a toe decrease. That makes it super glorious. Not only does it give you a really cute contrasting heel compared to your sock, if you're using self-striping sock, then doing the afterthought heel won't mess up your striping. So I have one pair done, which means that the other half of my tube, which I have half of it it here, and the other half of my half right here. So you'll see this is the end of each tube, and then in the middle with some waste yarn. So then I'm going to turn those into socks too. I'll probably maybe do the toes of these first, measure up my 64 rows, put in my heel, and then unwind this waste yarn and just put my cuff. So it'll be a slightly taller sock. Those are super fun, and it makes a pair of socks really fast. I've greatly enjoyed doing it. And then the two mini skeins, I pop both of the mini skeins into my Kate Koozie, so then I can just pull from whichever one that I need, and then they're like contained and under control. So then I also have this whole set left, which is super pretty, and I'm going to make myself another 2 pairs of socks. So that's 4 pairs of socks that I'll have in like no time. You could probably, I think it took me 2 evenings, an evening on each one to get it done. But of course, this is the first time I'm doing it. So I have a feeling you could probably get an entire pair of socks done in 1 evening. Like if you're just sitting down and watching TV, because it goes by really, really fast. So that's one of, well, my first finished projects. And I've been wearing these, so that's why they're a little bit stretched out. I don't block my socks. I just put them on my feet. I feel like those are the best blockers. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I started a sweater. Uh-oh. Andrea Mowry. Let's see what we have. So I am starting her heartstrings crop sweater. I started. Let me see if I can find a good picture for you. So it's actually a color work crop that I'm not doing the color work of. Does she have oh, well, here's schematics. I think that might be best. So that's what it looks like. I decided to not do the color work. I'm actually just doing a fade, and I'm just knitting stockinette. It's a bottom up sweater, and I'm using, I think I can actually get my entire sweater out of 3 skeins of fingering weight yarn. I do have a 4th to go in the fade in case I need a little bit of extra, but I don't think I'm going to need it. My first color is this plain eggplant color from Hypnotic Yarn. The second color in my fade is this purple white OOAK from Hypnotic Yarn. And I'm actually pretty close, like I said, it's bottom up, to separating for the sleeves. So the pattern actually has trying to not lose any stitches. I should have put needle covers. Do I have my needle covers? Actually has you're supposed to have, where did it go? There it is. A hem split on the front and the back. I chose not to do that. I cast on I read through the instructions. I cast on all of the stitches, and I knit flat for, I don't remember how many rows I did, maybe 10 or 15. And only did a split in the front. And then after that, I just joined in the round, and I've just been knitting up. And I kind of did the fade between these 2 colors in the same method as she does the fade for her So Faded sweater. And basically alternating the skeins for, I think I did a total of maybe 8 to 10 rounds, something like that. So I'm super loving how that's coming up. My next skein of yarn is, oh my goodness, where did it go? It's also Hypnotic Yarn. It's called Boot Weather, and it's kind of the opposite of this OOAK, where this one is mostly purples with a little bit of white. The other one is mostly white with a little bit of purples. and then some other speckles too. And I do know with this sweater, you end up knitting, since it's bottom to top, that you end up knitting the yoke flat on both sides before joining the shoulders and knitting the sleeves. So I am definitely preparing myself for winter. I also bought Andrea Mowry's newest, is the Weekender Light. So Andrea Mowry is one of her most popular sweaters is a worsted weight sweater called the Weekender. Well, she just released basically the same design but with fingering weight, and I really like fingering weight sweaters. Even though it takes a while to knit them, I think they're my favorite because they're just cozy, but they're really lightweight. And so I bought that one, and I plan on doing that one soon too. But I've also promised my 8-year-old that I would knit her a sweater, so I have to build that in. Maybe I'll knit hers next. I'm not sure. But I took a pause from knitting on my sweater to make the socks. So as soon as I'm done with the socks, then I'll hop back on making the sweater. And this has been knitting up really fast since it's just straight stockinette and I'm not doing the color work. Plus it being a crop, the body of the sweater is only 10 inches, which I know that's 10 inches of fingering, but when you're just sitting on a couch and like watching Netflix, I mean, you can just like whip out that stockinette in no time. Let me put all my stuff back in my bags. So that's kind of the only things I've been knitting. And let me get organized so I don't lose things. Thank you to everyone who purchased the 4th of July Cute Koozie kits. I mailed out your kits early, and so if you haven't received it, you should probably be receiving it any day now. Hopefully USPS is not holding packages hostage any longer. I know some of my wonderful customers reached out because their packages had stopped moving, and so I contacted USPS to inquire, and it had turned out with one lady, the post office hub had just shut down with COVID-19, and it took, I think, almost 3 weeks, 2.5 or 3 weeks for her to get her bags. Luckily, she told me that she got them and they were safe and sound, so that was wonderful. I've been watching tracking numbers, and I've also noticed that USPS isn't necessarily scanning stuff until they actually arrive at their destination, and I wish I could control that. Unfortunately, I cannot. So I'm watching all the tracking. If it doesn't look like, if it still says it, for packages that I've dropped off, if it says that it's still waiting arrival, I try to reach out for y'all. I haven't seen any issues lately, but fingers crossed that everyone is getting their packages, because I don't know about y'all, but I love watching tracking. Whenever I'm anticipating something and I'm really excited, I'm like just watching that tracking. So I totally understand, and like I said, I wish I had control over once they leave my hands, but I don't. But I just want to let you know that I go to the post office and physically drop them off every single day. So your packages most of the time ship same day, unless your purchase was like after 3 or 4 p.m. Then it won't go out, and I'll take it to the post office the next day. I typically go to the post office right around 4:30, and for their 5 p.m. scan and takeaway. If that helps you know when your stuff is going to the post office. What else? Oh, so 4th of July kits, thank you to everyone who purchased them. I hope that you're happy with it, and I would like everyone to know I plan on doing a Halloween kit, probably Cute Koozie kit again, with some even better and more fabulous extras. The extras I like to do the 3 extras the extra goodies. One, preferably two of those, will be yarn related. The third one would be something extra that's not related to like knitting or crochet or yarn. So I absolutely plan on doing a Kate Koozie kit for Halloween, and I'll probably announce that towards the end of August, so in a little while. And then I plan on doing a bag kit for the holidays, and I'll probably announce that right around Halloween to give me a month to get all that together. That will probably be a bag and a Kate Koozie plus 3 amazing extras. And the bag and the Kate Koozie would match. Not quite sure exactly on like which bag, but like I said, that's something to look forward to, probably towards the end of October. So anyone who didn't grab one of the 4th of July Kate Koozies, or if you just want another one, I just purchased this adorable fabric with dogs and flags. So this is going to be made in Kate Koozies today, and 25% of profits from these Kate Koozies will be donated to an animal organization. I have not quite decided if that's going to be the African Wildlife Society or I think it's called Best Friends Animal Society. One of those two. But I will be researching both of them today. I like to make sure that the organizations that I support, that the vast majority of the money donated actually goes to support, and that the admin fees for those organizations are less than 10%. That is very important for me whenever I donate. And so, like I said, 25% of the profits will go to an organization that supports animals. And if you are interested in that, I will be sending out a newsletter. Today's Thursday, tomorrow morning, with all the information and the information about the organization that I decide to donate to. So, and there will be quite a few of these, probably close to like 20, I think. I'll probably have about 20 of them. That adorable fabric. And the interior fabric is a red and white gingham check. Do I have it easily available? Anyway, it's super cute. It's red and white checker gingham. I can't quite remember what it looked like. Finally, new things that are in the shop as of this morning. On Instagram, I showed several days ago, I had showed that I had gotten more of the Olay coffee fabric, and it was very popular the last time I had it and sold out almost instantly. So I had posted that I got more, and several people messaged me saying that they would like to reserve a bag made with it. So those bags are made and are going out in the mail today. I had a little bit of fabric left over, so I have a few bags that are new in the shop today. That includes 4 Kate Koozies, 1 DPN case koozie, 1 Notions pouch, 1 window bag. And my bags, what I've been doing recently and what I will do going forward, there's a snap, and it's a 6-inch ruler. One side is just inches, the other side has inches and centimeters, and then it just has a snap, and then you snap it right back on. So if you need just to measure something quickly. So I have the medium zipper bag, and then I have 1 drawstring bag that's left over. This one also has the snap-on ruler. So hopefully everyone will like that little extra. And I do have the tiniest amount of the Olay fabric left over. It would probably only make it wouldn't make a full bag. I don't have that much left over, but I am saving that in case somebody requests like another Notions pouch or another DPN koozie or something like that. All right, well, that is all I have. Thank you so much for watching, and also coming to YouTube soon, I have 2 knitting book reviews. I received the official Hogwarts knitting book for Mother's Day, and I've done a review on that and show you a couple of pages and what I liked or didn't like about that. I had also received the Exquisite Japanese knitting book for Mother's Day, and I review that and talk about likes and dislikes on that as well. And I think, yeah, it was just those 2. So watch for those. This will be up on YouTube probably in the next one next week and then one following week. So have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.